Tackling illegal small-scale mining appeared to be one of the president's topmost priorities.
For us to have the opportunity to share with you our thoughts, our strategy, our thinking, and then to ask of you, in the name of the generations yet unborn, for your support and active involvement to bring this menace of Galamsey to an end.
The destruction caused by illegal mining was devastating. It polluted major water bodies and ravaged a chunk of Ghana's forest reserves, threatening the environment and human survival, especially in terms of access to potable water. The president dared to put his job on the line.
When you know that the activities that they're involved in are jeopardizing the very survival of our nation, I took the decision that that would be a betrayal of the trust that the Ghanaian people put in me on the 7th of January this year. I've said it in the cabinet, and perhaps it's the first time I'll be saying it in public. I am prepared to put my presidency on the line on this matter.
This was followed by some key interventions to resolve the many problems and the dangers posed by continuous illegal mining. Among the interventions was the formation of the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining. The committee subsequently set up a joint military and police team christened Operation Vanguard, with 4 operating bases in the Ashanti, Eastern, Western and Central regions. Their mandate was to flush out all illegal miners and enforce the ban on all forms of illegal small-scale mining. A year after its inauguration in 2017, it vetted and issued licenses to over 600 miners to go back to work. In 2017, the Chief Justice also designated 7 high courts and 7 circuit courts located in Accra, Sekondi, Kumasi, Cape Coast, Koforidua, Sunyani and Bolgatanga to deal with all mining-related offences committed under the Minerals and Mining Act, Act 703. Indeed, Parliament also amended the Minerals and Mining Act to prescribe harsher punishment for offenders. Mandated state institutions like the Forestry Commission and the Minerals Commission were strengthened to enforce the laws on small-scale mining. Between 2017 and 2019, there were some remarkable gains. The Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining acquired technologies like Galamstop, an app that integrated activities of all regulatory bodies in the fight against illegal mining. The ban on all forms of small-scale mining was partially lifted in December 2018. It saw over 600 miners vetted and cleared to go back to mine in an environmentally friendly manner. Other interventions included the training for illegal small-scale miners, introduction of community mining scheme, and legislative framework in tackling illegal mining. These notwithstanding, there were some controversies, including the missing excavator saga and allegations of extortion against members of the Operation Vanguard. Some stakeholders have been taking stock of the interventions and their impact on the fight against illegal mining 3 years after the country's crusade against the canker.
It's obvious that we failed. We failed badly, particularly in terms of planning towards the various interventions that government introduced. So simply on a scale of 1 to 10, I will score government 3.5. Basically, we expected government to bring on board some innovative ideas in the fight against illegal mining. But unfortunately, government kept repeating the very mistakes that we made in the past. I've said it several times that this intervention that government introduced, Operation Vanguard, the various institutions that were set up, the Interministerial Committee and whatever, these were not innovative enough.
The whole issue should be looked at we should look at a different approach. How do we go about it and manage it at the local level to ensure that we stop it before it gets out of hand to go from the community to district and it gets to a national issue. So that is how we need to look at the approach. Should be at that level. It should look at more of management, and those who are perpetrating the illegality themselves should be part of the process to bring the change that we want in terms of illegal mining.
I think we mixed the focus. We just jumbled all of them together. I recall in my private discussions, I thought that those who had documents and those who were doing it properly must be allowed to do that, so that we could showcase them to the world that, look, those who are doing it properly. Because at that time, there were some people who had received some support from Solidaridad and other organizations and helping them to actually do it in the most acceptable way.
The National Consultative Forum on Small-Scale Mining will bring together stakeholders in the mining industry, chiefs, and the media for a 2-day roundtable discussion on challenges confronting the sector and how they can be best solved. The Lands and Natural Resources Minister explains the scope of work of the thematic areas organizers are hoping to touch on.
Literally all aspects of small-scale mining, the enforcement regime, the processes required to make sure that the sector is well regulated, even if we want the technology required in terms of how to extract gold from the ore, the legal regime, the legislative regime required, international best practices, and if you want other inputs which will come from the participants of the consultative forum. So it's going to be wide-ranging, it's going to be broad, and we are very upbeat, we are very optimistic, we are very excited about it. We are happy that the president called for it, and it looks like, all things being equal, by the grace of God, we'll have a good show tomorrow, which hopefully is going to bring together virtually all the people who matter in small-scale mining.
Stakeholders who will play a vital role in arriving at a more permanent solution also have their expectations on what the focus of the forum should be.
First of all, the issue of taking it out of politics should be key. I think the key thing is the application of technology.